Hi, my name is Dan, and this is Engelgeist. Thank you for tuning in. This is the monthly Taroscope for the sign of Leo for September 2019. If you enjoy the video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Check out my pick a card videos, and I have a Facebook group. You can stalk me all you want. But let's see what is in store for the Leo's Sun, Moon, Rising for the month of September 2019. Okay, let me just shuffle the deck. Oh, and possibly Venus too, if love shows up in this video. If your Venus is in Leo, you might want to cross watch it. So Leo's, the energy feels really fast to me as I'm shuffling the cards. It feels slightly nervous, not in a bad way, just sort of like nervous, worried. I'm not sure what September's got coming for you guys, but it feels like you might find yourself a little bit worried or nervous about it. Moving things quickly, fast-made decisions. Not getting too stuck in the small details of things, just kind of going like, okay, let's get this done. Doing it from a place of like, not avoidance, but like wanting to just get it done. Okay, so the first card is sort of like where you guys are going to be resonating most of the month. During the month of September. So this is the Purity card, which is the Two of Wands, which is a beautiful card. Let me just show it to you. It's one of the more spiritual cards in the deck. To me, it's one of the more spiritual cards in the deck. It's a Wands card, which does deal with the realm of spirit. And twos always make me think of relationships. So to me, when I look at this, this is also the card that kind of, when sometimes it comes up in, when I do tarot readings and spirit comes through, this card usually is what brings spirit through. So I feel like the Leos, you guys are going to have a sort of very spiritual September, if that makes sense. I think it will be about not only just about spiritual connections and your own spiritual connection to yourself or your own spirit, but also your connections and the purity of the connections that you have to, say, your friends and loved ones. There's going to be a major focus on that, I think. And I think that you guys are going to be sort of focusing on what is real and right about those relationships, and sort of living in that space, or dwelling in that space a lot, pondering that a lot in the month of September. That it's a very peaceful energy that I get with this card, and it's a very beautiful energy that I get with this card. It's very, you guys, I know that Leos tend to be more sort of outgoing and social. This card to me actually, it's not that it's not social, because the two makes me think of like coupling or being around people you love, that sort of thing. But to me, I feel like there is this sort of introversion with this card this month, that it might, to some of you Leos, might find yourself going deep, or like within, through meditation or through spiritual practice, to sort of strengthen that pure connection with yourself, or with, and thus by doing so, you find more of a connection to those around you. More of an appreciation or a pure love for those around you, okay? Now the next card is what I call the sort of the foundation card. This is the card from the past that opened the door for all the cards to be this way in the month of September. So it gives me a little insight into what you guys were going through, or what's going on previous to open the door for the cards today. So this is the Man of Worlds, which is Achiever. And this has to do with sort of, this is similar to like the King of Pentacles in a traditional tarot deck, but this has to do with like a lot of work and a lot of dreaming, a lot of sort of working hard, not stopping. Some of you might have had some sort of like medical or legal stuff that you've been dealing with, sort of pushing your way through, trying to get it done, and doing it from a place of sort of I wouldn't say being overwhelmed by it, but really like sort of hard work. And the word achieve always makes me think that you had to really put in your all. Also, the fact that Saturn is here in this card says to me that sometimes, for some of you, it may have been some real hard lessons that you guys have had to deal with in the material world, like financial lessons or um, um, lessons around your career, things that you've had to work really hard at, and although they may have looked bad or been hard, I feel like you've accomplished them or gotten past them. And that's the achievement in this card. And that's why the card is called Achiever. Is though even though the struggle is real, as they say, or it was real, it feels like with this Purity card here as your sort of your set point for the month of September, it feels like you've come through this, you've worked your ass off, you've gotten. It's kind of like I get this picture of like laying back on the couch and going, whew, and letting out that like big sigh of air. Like you can relax now. You've done the work, you've learned the lessons, you've been through it, you've achieved it, you've gotten it done. And boy, was it like a lot of work, right? So the next card is your spirit or soul card. This card tells me a little bit about what your spirit or soul wants to be working on during the month of September. So you have the Four of Worlds, which is commencement. Interesting. You have two Worlds cards in the month of September. And it's funny because we have Achiever, and I said I got that mental picture of you laying down on the couch and going like, whew, like job well done. But in true Leo fiery fashion, we're not allowing ourselves much time to rest. It feels like our spirit is on to the next. Our spirit is on to, okay, what is the next horizon? What do we want to create? Where do we want to head next in the world? We've gotten all of these lessons. We've done all of these things. We've lined up all of these ducks. Now, what new things can we bring in? And that's where I feel like your spirit is at. Your spirit wants you to focus on what it is that you want to materialize in the world, what it is you want to experience, what sort of abundance do you want to have, what sort of excitement do you materially want to create, and this card represents the beginning of that, or the steps forward to that. So like if you've come through a period of like struggle or battle or hard times and you've learned your lessons, or you've become wiser, you're now ready to take that to the next step or the next thing that's happening. And with this Purity card down here, it says to me that on a deeper spiritual level, your awareness is clearer and you are more prepared now to move forward. Your spirit knows that. And so something is definitely coming. Now, the next two cards are the outside influences. These are sort of energies, people, events, sometimes things as vague as belief systems that are having an influence or an effect on us that we should be made aware of during the month of September. So you have the Devil's Play card, which in a traditional deck, this would be like the Devil card. This could be overindulgence. This could be a little bit of being a little, not taking things too seriously, or maybe even taking things too seriously. Being a little crazy, this is sort of the antithesis of what this card is here. Okay, so when you find yourself having fun, it's okay to cut loose, but don't necessarily rely upon it or allow it to suck you in. There might be people around you that have issues or problems that need your attention that you love very dearly because of this Purity card that may pull your attention. People with substance abuse issues, or people with that need care and that you love deeply, and they're sort of pulling you away or sucking you, I don't want to say sucking you dry, but they're like, to me it feels like they have the potential to pull you away from this Two of Wands, which I really think that this Two of Wands is key for you guys this month, especially with this commencement of Four of Worlds in your spirit space. It says to me that the work that's happening like on a deeper level in the month of September for you is important, because it's about to begin something very important to your spirit. So you want to be aware of not being too overindulgent, not allowing those that are in your life that you care about that maybe overindulge or are messy or are selfish or narcissistic or whatever it may be. Don't let them kind of come in and fuck up this party. Does that make sense? Because that definitely is possible with the Devil's Play card being present. Now, the next outside influence, this is the Seven of Cups, which is fear. And this, to me, is an outside influence. This is like this sort of, I feel like this is kind of the belief system of others that is coming in and telling. It feels to me like this is the belief system of others or things that we've been taught when we were younger that tell us that we have to fear things, or that. All right, how do I want to explain this? This, to me, this Two of Wands feels like in the month of September, Leo is going to go a little bit deeper spiritually than they've gone before. That Leo is used to, in the past, being an achiever in the world, making things happen, being a mover and a shaker. There's something new that's coming. There's something that new on a spiritual level that you're about to manifest, and it has to do with this connection that you're deepening during the month of September. Now, this fear card is this idea that possibly this is to be feared, or that you can't create from this place, that Leos are more about fiery, dynamic energy and pushing forward and making things happen, and the struggle is real, and but we'll look at how well I've sort of taken care of it kind of aspect, right? That's what's worked for us in the past, and it's worked well. We've done it, but there's something new we're working on. We don't want other people, like fear of the unknown, other people's fear or fear that's been taught to us, fear of to come in, and I feel like that's what this card represents. Is it sort of is like this, I don't know, this like little annoying voice is what I'm hearing. Like, are you sure you want to do that? Are you sure you want to go that deep? Are you sure you want to, get connected in that way? Are you sure you want to start that? That's a pretty big dream. That could, fall apart. But that's not you. It's like this voice of fear that is sort of holding you back. So be aware of that, and be aware of other people or your own behavior that could get in the way of you deepening this connection and beginning this journey. Because in the month of September, not only will it be significant spiritually, it could also be very significant materially down the line. Okay? Now, the next card is the potential outcomes for the month for the Leos. This is always not set in stone. This is just where it stands right now with the energy as it stands for the month of September. So we do have free will and choice. We can use our free will and choice to make changes if this card is something negative that we don't want to see happen. We can use this card as a warning. So I consider this card sort of like the possible culmination of of everything that's going on for the Leos this month. Wow. So it's the Lover's card. To me, I like this. Anybody that's got Venus in Leo, I suggest watching this. Whatever you're dreaming about, love-wise, it could be possible for you this month. But it's going to require this deepening of spiritual connection. And I think that this spiritual connection might be not only with somebody else, but also within your Leo self. And that goes for everybody, the Leo sun, moon, rising, and Venus. This Lover's card says to me, not only do we find love within ourselves, but we find love with others and those around us. And like I said with this Purity card, it was about like sort of finding those connections with people or saying that the two makes me think of partnerships or relationships, and being appreciative of those on a deeper, more spiritual level. I think that that's the culmination of this month with the Lovers showing up, is that there's a very strong bonded love that ends up happening at the end of this month for you guys. That could be just a friendship. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. But it is sort of where I see things going for the month of September for you guys. Sorry, my roommate just came in, so the dogs are going crazy. But it is something to be looked forward to, and stay true to yourself, stay pure, stay focused on your spiritual connection this month. try not to get dragged into other people's drama, and don't let the fear of the unknown sort of spook you. And you could be on to finding some very seriously deepening relationships within yourself and with others in your world. All right, and with that, I am going to sign off because it sounds like I have a bunch of tap dancing ballerinas behind me because of all the dog nails on the floor. But please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys. Check out the picker card videos and other videos I have available on YouTube, and I will see you guys for the mid-months. Have a good day. Bye.